Peace and wisdom, wise solace speaking. I can't get these waters to calm down. But the first person in, let me know if I'm loud enough or if I'm gonna need to go indoors to do this video. I'm gonna start at the 2-minute mark. Peace and blessings, Sean Fletcher and Michael Drone. Can one of you guys let me know if I'm clear or loud enough as this water's coming in? The water's extra loud today. But if you guys can hear me pretty good, then I can start right now. I just need a confirmation. Like I said, the waters is kind of loud today. Peace and wisdom, Rabino. Okay, you said it's clear. This is good. Peace and wisdom, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and begin. So that's just to everybody, you know, that comes in after and greets. Big peace and wisdom to everybody. Now, in regards to Diddy, I'm sure, you know, that's probably the most talked about topic in the daytimes or at the moment. And so I want to explain something very deep to you guys. Now, everything I'm about to say is allegedly. Everything I'm about to say, I made up myself. But just make sure you're listening. And so I want to get that out there. This video is just something I made up. Just a little something I put together. Listen, and you get it. You make what you want of it. This video's like the Bible. You feel me? Is it true? Is it not? Whatever. Now, Diddy being arrested is not about Diddy going to jail. It's about him being killed. So they're setting the scene right so that he can be killed in jail like the Epstein dude, and you guys won't feel any way about it. So this is what all the tarnishing his character is about. Meaning before the arrest, there was the tarnishing of the character. And the tarnishing of the character was for what I just said. We're going to kill him. And I suppose nobody going to care so much. If you see how if you see how everyone's tearing at his character, you get my point? I suppose no one will feel so bad. Not when he dies, but when they arrest him. I'm not saying that any of you guys, you know, that are tearing him down, kind of put those pieces together. I'm assuming everyone just thinks he's going to jail, but this is way more deeper than that. And the reason why they're going to kill him is because he's a liability. Meaning he has tape recordings. Not of the people that y'all are speaking of. He probably does, but they're not important. Y'all keep paying attention to the small things. He has business dealings with liquor brand owners. And so he has recordings of people beyond what y'all follow. Meaning, if I ask y'all, who's the most popular liquor brand owner, y'all don't have no clue. You get my point? You don't follow that so much. I'm saying that so you can grasp there's stars and important people in many different genres of things that y'all don't follow. And I'm thinking he struck a chord with these people. Not so much whatever goofy people y'all talking about. You know, Meek Mill ain't that important. And so they confiscated whatever tapes they could, but y'all know how life is. If somebody got some dirt on you, you say, man, the only way we could truly assure that it ain't gonna ever come out is if they dead. And so do you get my point? I'm assuming whatever tape recordings they confiscated from Puffy, they don't feel secure still. They probably feel like, no, he needs to go because he's a liability. And so P. Diddy being arrested, this has to do with him being murdered. I'm assuming they're going to make it look like a suicide because they told you guys he's on suicide watch. And so do you get my point? They're setting the scene for everything to be how it needs to be, you know? Now let's get into how all this happened. I'm letting the waters calm down a bit so I'll be clear. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if I'm not clear at any moment in this video, let me know so I can stop talking and let everything just settle. You know, even, you know, what I'm saying. And give it a minute to settle and then get back to it. Now, the reason all this happened is because of this. In 2007, P. Diddy got into a deal with the owners of Ciroc, the liquor brand. Now, the deal that he got into with the, I don't want to say the owners' names, but the company that Ciroc is under is Diageo. So we'll say Puff Daddy or P. Diddy got into a deal with Diageo, which is a liquor brand company. They own a bunch of liquors. But let's say Ciroc is one of their brands that ain't doing good. So they get into a 50-50 deal with P. Diddy for promoting and marketing, meaning he's going to promote Ciroc and they're going to split everything with him 50-50. Now, this liquor brand or this liquor company, Diageo, they have a bunch of liquors, probably over 100 of them. I'm saying that so you could grasp. Them splitting one liquor with him 50-50 is nothing. If you're wondering, like, why would they split 50-50 with Puff and he's just marketing and promoting it? If you got 100 liquors, it ain't nothing to split 50-50 with one of the brands if it ain't doing nothing anyway, you know? So P. Diddy gets into this deal with Diageo. Like I said, that's a liquor brand company. They own a bunch of different liquor brands. You know, Ciroc, De Leon tequila, a bunch of stuff. Goddamn Seagram's gin. I'm not sure if that's one of them, but I think it may be. Like I said, they own over 100. Basically, anything y'all drink, you know, they own. They use the rappers, so a lot of the liquors that y'all are familiar with is the ones that they have. But like I said, they use the rappers to promote their products, so y'all gonna be familiar with the liquors that they have. Maybe another liquor company, not so much. Now, like I said, in 2007, Diddy gets into a deal with Diageo for the Ciroc brand. They're gonna go 50-50, meaning on the proceeds are, you know, the revenue earned. Now, I'm assuming Puff did a great job with Ciroc because then supposedly they bought DeLeon tequila together. But that was supposed to be Puff. That was supposed to be P. Diddy's brand by himself. I'm not sure how they deal worked out, like the ins and outs of it. But in a nutshell, I apologize. In a nutshell, I'm sorry, let me fix this first. I need my focus together. Now, in a nutshell, Diddy got into a deal with Diageo, are the owners of Ciroc. By 2014, it was doing so good that they basically bought another liquor brand called DeLeon Tequila. Now, somehow that was going to be Puff P. Diddy's own brand by himself. And of course, they have Ciroc together, 50-50. And then Diageo has all the hundreds of other brands he got, by himself or with whoever. Like I said, that's 2014. Now, you speed ahead to May 2023. P. Diddy is suing Diageo, claiming racism, basically saying that they're not honoring the deal. I'm assuming they're not letting him be the sole owner of De Leon Tequila. And they're probably like trying to find ways to not pay him his yearly salary, which would be 50% of whatever was sold. So you could say they owe Puffy probably like $60 million a year. So P. Diddy's suing them for that. And more than likely, he's gonna win, because most of you guys will say, yeah, we all can agree that nobody knew what Ciroc was until, Diddy started riding it. Before that, y'all wasn't drinking Ciroc. Most of y'all didn't even know what that was, and they probably didn't even sell it in the liquor store that's in your neighborhood. The point I'm making is Diddy probably would have won the lawsuit. But what happened is 6 months after that, meaning that was May 2023, around November 2023, this is when Cassie came out with, the lawsuit and all of that stuff. Meaning this is when the slandering of his character started to happen. 6 months after May 2023, when he had his lawsuit against them. And I'm assuming Diageo and them did that so that they can get out of the business deals with Puff. You get my point? Meaning, y'all see how it is with the famous stars. If they got business dealings with the company, but they name get tarnished some way, the company can kind of pull out from them or buy them out. Now remember, P. Diddy got a lawsuit against them that he's probably going to win. Meaning he probably going to win Ciroc and De Leon. Who could say? But it's looking like he going to win. Then next thing you know, 6 months later, image start being tarnished. He's a raper. He's a child molester, a homosexual. Dude even abuses baby oil. Meaning, you get my point? They tarnish his character all the way down to like you can't even trust him with baby oil. He'll take advantage of that. Like, I don't know what baby oil has to do with anything, but they're routing that out. They keep bringing that up like that's the important part. Man, dude had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I said, oh shit, I got 900 bottles myself. Let me get rid of those. Nah. Let me get rid of the 900 bottles I got tucked away, big baby. Now, if you rich, you can't go to the store like a normal person. So a lot of rich people, they do buy in bulk in that way, You got a few big-ass mansions, you get my point. Maybe you got a whole bunch of cocoa butter stored in one of them, so you never have to buy cocoa butter again. You get my point? Meaning when you rich, you're not going to the store. Toilet paper, tissue, deodorant. The stuff that a casual, normal person may have to go get once a month, meaning y'all have to buy tissue at least once a week, once a month. A star can't go to the store like that. You get it? On Diddy's scale. It's like Michael Jackson. He can't be running down to the Walmart because he ain't got no tissue to wipe his ass. When Michael Jackson ain't got tissue to wipe his ass, you say, come on, bro. You got enough money to buy all the rolls in the supermarket, man. You get it? I'm saying that because the baby oil thing, I think the number is exaggerated, but he probably had a lot. And you know, when you got a lot of black kids and you got a lot of, you know, sack chasers running around, you know. White people don't get it, but black people, we get ashy. You get my point? And so if you got big ass houses with all these rooms and you're having a bunch of parties, and you can't go to the store every weekend, probably got a lot of stuff. He probably had a lot of soap, and a lot of things. Now, like I said, Diddy started the lawsuit against Diageo, and it was looking like he probably would have won. But then his character started getting tarnished. This started with Cassie, and then you had the other people coming out talking about, you know, he gay, he this, he that. And that carried on for quite a while, meaning it was drummed into y'all heads, so y'all don't like him. That way, when whatever's transpiring now, y'all won't care so much. Y'all say, man, you know, F Diddy. Now, Diddy pulled out of his lawsuit once his character started being tarnished. You get my point? Meaning, if you have a lawsuit against a company that you're working with and you're claiming they're not paying you or this or that, more than likely you're going to lose the lawsuit if you got slanderous thing hanging over your head. Meaning the company can always claim, no, we not shortchanging him. We don't want to do no business with him no more because he's a liability. His name is all tarnished. In that, there is nothing for P. Diddy to win now. Meaning the lawsuit that he had against him was good until his name got tarnished. From there, the lawsuit look a little weak. Now they can always just claim this ain't about racism or nothing he talking about. This is about his character. So they dirty up his character, and now that becomes his defense, or their defense. He's dirty. So Diddy pulls out of the lawsuit. I'm assuming they bought him out or whatever the case may be, but he pulls out of the lawsuit, and Cassie gets, you know, whatever money she got for her works in this whole thing. And I'm sure everybody else that put a hand in at, you know, bringing Diddy down, they got their money. I'm assuming 50 Cent got that movie studio for his efforts. See, y'all don't connect all the dots. Like, but like I said, everything I'm saying, I just made it up. So this is just a story I'm thinking about writing. But in any event, like I said, you got to pay attention, you know? You got to pay attention when people are getting money and you don't know how. Like, where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? And so everyone, I don't want to hold y'all. They used Diddy's own to tear him down, but everyone was compensated for their efforts, like I said. Now, I'm assuming this is what happened at some point. Diddy had those recordings, meaning Diddy, he liked to have wild parties, and people like these liquor company owners attend. Like I said, people attend that y'all are not fluent on. Y'all don't follow whatever it is, meaning y'all ain't fans of liquor brand owners. Y'all might be fans of the liquor, but y'all don't know who. You get it? If I ask y'all, you ever seen Seagram's Gin, man? Y'all don't know who the hell is the face behind the liquors y'all drink. It's not y'all concern. But liquor brand owners, you know, a lot of these dudes, they wealthy, man. They high millionaires or, you know, low billionaires. And so Puffy is doing deals and businesses with them. They're coming to his parties. And let's just say Puffy got them doing some strange things. This is where your child trafficking and all of this, that's where all of that stuff come from. Meaning black people, your regular black star, LeBron James, this, that. And these people do not have the know-how or the power to get into child trafficking or any kind of people trafficking. You get it? Black people are not slave owners. So once you hear slave talk, it got to do with whoever they dealing with. You get my point? Other than that, y'all don't know the first. If I told one of y'all, man, let's get into the slave trade business, y'all don't know where to begin, man. Y'all don't know who the plug that got the slaves and none of that. And I'm sure the black stars is the same. They ain't getting in on that business. And keep black people limited to the businesses they could be a part of. And so in regards to, buying people and all of that, I don't think that's a business we gonna be a part of for quite a while. But like I said, we do business with people who have no other things they into. And so let's say Puffy got these people on recordings, not just wild sex parties and things like that, but other things. And once you get there, the mind can get to start the wandering. Meaning if you the person that's on the tape, you say, man, what else he got? I didn't even know he recorded that. What else did he record? Did he record when we killed John? You get it? Like that. You start to question like, well, how much? When did this start? I've been doing business with dudes since 2007, man. It's 2024. That's almost 20 years. What the hell did he record? I'm saying it like if you the person that's on one of Diddy's tapes and you've been doing business with him for damn near 15, 20 years. And you're not aware that he have you on recording at all. You start double back and thinking like, well, I did a lot of things. What did he catch? And so I think Diddy started threatening the liquor brand owner, Diageo. I think he started threatening them with them tapes because no one would have known about the tapes unless he's the one to kind of bring it up in some kind of way. And so I'm assuming he threatened them with the tapes. This is how all of that even got out there. Where y'all knew like he had tapes and the FBI raided his house, or Homeland Security or whoever raided his house for his computers. Somehow somebody knew he had the recordings, but how did they know? So I'm assuming at some point P. Diddy probably, tried to threaten Diageo with those recordings, to get his way in the lawsuit. Just give me what I want. I want deli on tequila. We ain't got to be going to court and all of this. Just give me what I want. I'm going to release these tapes on you. And mess up your credibility. Basically, everything that's being done to P. Diddy, I think he made the threat towards them first. And then you get it? They just, everything he threatened on them, they just made it his reality. So he probably got them on tape doing all kind of strange things sexually. And when they get rich, it get weird. And he probably threatened them with that. And they kind of turned it on him. Like, yo, you know what we gonna do? We gonna tarnish his character. He beat up his girlfriend. So we gonna take that and turn that into a whole raping and sex trafficking, anything else we want. Because that's the only thing Diddy is truly guilty of, that we can say he's guilty of. Seems like he beats up his girlfriends a little bit, or roughhouses them whenever he feels like it. Now the thing with that is, most of you dudes out there right now watching are guilty of that, meaning you roughed up your girl. In that, well, they could do the same to you right now. Say you play with buttholes and you traffic women across state lines and all of this. And all they have to do is show you beating up your girlfriend at one point in time in your relationship. And so most of y'all will be in jail like Diddy right now, if that was the case. Because most of y'all probably put your hands on your girl in a way that everybody wouldn't see fit if we seen it. And so I'm just painting the perspective. They kind of Taking a little bit of dirt that's on him. Dirt that's not really good is frowned upon. But common dirt, meaning most of y'all are guilty what Diddy guilty of. Put your hands on your girl. Now from there, they start spinning the narrative. Like I said, he got rich people on tape doing strange things, but y'all are viewing it like he is the one on tape doing the strange things. So it's spin. In that, y'all kind of bite it, because y'all like, nah, fuck him, he beat up Cassie, you know? I saw that with my own eyes. See, once they showed y'all that, they ain't show y'all no more proofs of anything else. They just showed y'all that. You know, Diddy running down the hall with Cassie's socks on. I watched the video on TMZ. Cassie was at the elevator putting on her shoes. She didn't have on any socks. I said she looked like she's stealing something. She looked like she's trying to sneak away and she's stealing something because she doesn't have her shoes on or her socks. She put those on at the elevator. So I'm watching the thing. I say, yeah, she looked like she's stealing something. She looked like she about to go trick some money she stole from P. Diddy with Kid Cudi. But like I said, I'm making all of this up, so I wouldn't know. But it looks like she was sneaking out of there with with a bag of Puff money or something. And you know, she was going to trick that on Kid Cudi or whoever else she was dealing with. Then it looks like Puffy kind of came running down the hall. He had on fruity socks. I said, those look like those might be Cassie's socks because they're not big enough. If you go look at the video, you'll see. P. Diddy has on socks that doesn't. P. Diddy definitely has on socks that are girly and they do not fit his feet one bit. It looks like he's stretching them out quite a bit. So I put one and one together. I said, hold on. Cassie didn't have on those socks. She was putting on her shoes at the elevator. Diddy comes flying down the hall with the fruity feet. He got on socks that's fruity. They don't fit him. So I said, Diddy got on Cassie's socks. So then I start thinking, damn, what they got going on in there when nigga ain't got no socks? What happened to his socks? What was y'all doing in that hotel room where you lost your clothes? Because Diddy ain't had no clothes. And we know for a fact he didn't have socks because he stole. Is this going too deep for some of y'all? Because I noticed every detail. I said whatever they was doing, he lost all his clothes. He had no clothes. Whatever drugs they was doing, it caused Diddy to become butt naked, sockless. And then his clothes had to disappear. I noticed for a fact because he didn't have on his own socks. And Cassie didn't try to get her. You get it? They was struggling with clothes, you know? Like, he had on her socks. Like, he ran down there, he decked her. He, like, take off. You know I was going, you feel me? It was looking strange. I don't know what was going on. But this is how I pieced it together. I said he got on Cassie's socks and he ain't got no clothes on other than that. So obviously he has absolutely no clothes. Cassie's sneaking out with the bag. She has no socks. So they're arguing over that hoodie. Oh, they're fighting over that baggy hoodie she had on. So she had on Diddy's hoodie and he had on her socks. And what was in that bag she was stealing? But the point is, Diddy ran down that hall, you know, he floored her or whatnot, kicked her, grabbed whatever bag she had, and it looked like he was walking off, leaving her there on the floor. In that, I know he retrieved something from her that she was stealing. And just aside from that, you know, just on, you know, when you extra nosy, I noticed, like, man, whatever drugs they was on, it led them to be butt naked in that hotel, and Diddy's clothes got destroyed because dude ain't even have on socks. Once you taking somebody else's sock, you ever was with a woman for like a weekend, maybe y'all, you know, laid up with each other, and now you got on her socks? Who's sharing socks? Like, that's nasty. Let's get back to the point of the video. Like I said, that's nasty. People got, you know, athlete's foot. And socks ain't to be shed. Drawers either. Toothbrushes, you know. I believe certain things ain't to be shed. Vagina. I'm a big believer in that. You don't want no second hand. We ain't got to get in all of that, but you know. You want fresh. This thrift vagina, like, this is used, like, You go to the thrift store, they got used clothes there. You know, old stuff that people already had and they gave it away. They don't want it no more. Vagina falls into that category, meaning you do have thrifty. You do have thrifty vagina, meaning, you know, it was somebody else's before they wore it out, and it's thrifty. You feel me? And a lot of you dudes are paying high price. Let's get back to the content. There's a lot of overpricing going. Ever since COVID, it's getting a little overpricey on things that, you know, the bargain booties being sold for quite a lot. Now, like I said, I'm thinking Diddy was threatening Diageo with whatever recordings he had to get his way, and they flipped everything on him. The first raid was so they can try to confiscate whatever he has. I know I said that wrong. I know you'll be desperate. The first one was just to confiscate everything that he may have had against them. So they raided his crib, but they ain't lock him up or nothing. That's the first sign of this strange. Who gets their crib raided, but nobody goes to jail? They just takes his computers to jail. So that's the first sign. Okay, they wanted whatever he had. And whatever he had, it must have been dirt on somebody else, because if it was dirt on him, they would have locked him up with the computers. So whatever he had on them computers didn't have nothing to do with him. It had to do with others, and they wanted it. Then from there, they continued to slander his name and, you know, drag him through the mud. And now they lock him up. And so I'm thinking whatever they confiscated, they felt like, man, this ain't enough. There's more. He has more. But he not giving it up, you know? In that, I think they said, man, the only way we can be assured that whatever he has won't get out is if we kill him, you know? Now, of course, Diddy is famous. You can't just kill Diddy on Front Street, because I'm sure some of y'all will say, man, they could have just killed him in the street. Killing somebody of Diddy's stature in the streets is going to get messy in regards to your getting away with it. He too famous. He get killed right in the middle of the street. People going to want to know who did that. We talking about people, like regular fans and people want to know. He not a regular person. With if he get shot, y'all like, damn, somebody got shot today. Next story is Diddy. So y'all going to be like, damn, who did that? And if you familiar with these times, you don't want to do crimes, because you like all the people online, they free cops. Meaning if Diddy died, all the kids online will solve the case. You get my point? In that, whoever killed Diddy, they got to think on that. Like, damn, after I kill him, is these goofy bastards online going to figure everything out and and solve the case for them? So I'm saying, like, in that way, if you smart or you got half a brain, you already know, man, you can't kill Diddy in the middle of the street. Even if you hire somebody that ain't attached to you, man, you get it? The little demons online, they gonna figure everything out. In that, do you get it? They probably say, man, we have to get Diddy isolated away, you know, like how we did with Epstein. Now, get him in jail, so that's where all the slandering and finding an angle to arrest him. Once they found an angle to arrest him, do you get it? Now they got him, all they have to do is whack him off. I'm saying that because he offered $50 million bail package. And they not turning that down. Meaning they could have got $50 million from Puffy and still found him guilty and kept that bail. You need an example? Suge Knight killed somebody. They set his bail at $25 million. P. Diddy came in with double Suge Knight's bail. I'm sure Suge Knight like, damn, I wish I had a $50 million bail package. They will never turn that down. Do you get it? I'm saying that so y'all could grasp, because some of y'all lost where y'all like, man, they turned down his bail package. When you see they turn down $50 million bail package, your antennas go up, because ain't nobody turning that down. That is a bail package that don't get turned down. A murderer can use that bail package. Meaning Suge Knight could have used that bail package and still had 25 million left over. So that was way more than enough for even a murderer to get bail with. Again, they ain't want to let Suge go, but they say, man, we'll give him a $25 million bail. Diddy came with double. Again, Diddy came with double. This means that 99.99% of people gonna get out if they, anybody that got any problems with the law, if they got a $50 million bail package, they gonna get bail. I don't want to hold none of y'all. Some of y'all young, you slow, but if you can provide a $50 million bail package, you can pretty much do any crime you want and assure that you're going to at least be able to fight it from the outside. I ain't gonna say you gonna beat any case you get with 50 million, but you gonna fight it free. In this case, they rejected his joint twice. That mean this got to do with more than jail, because jail is business. They want you to bail out. That way they can find you guilty and keep all your damn money. If I pay $1 million bail, if I lose that case, they get to keep that money. If I beat that case, then I can try and get that money back. They're supposed to give it back to you, but you gonna have to go down there and get that. And you might have to, struggle a little bit to get it, depending on how much it is. And so when they turn down the bail, you know right there, this is deeper than Diddy going to jail. This don't got nothing to do with him going to jail. This got to do with something else. That something else being him getting killed. Like I said, they want to single him out so they can wipe him out. And so when you hear them saying Diddy was sent to protective custody, and then they said Diddy was sent to suicide watch. Man, Diddy ain't been in jail long enough for all that. A lot of y'all don't know the jail process. Man, you be getting processed into jail for damn near 24 hours straight. They said he was already damn near processed in witness protection and on suicide watch. What, 2 days later after that? After the... Like I said, some of y'all don't know how long the process of getting processed into jail take. But according to them, from what they saying, soon as he stepped foot in jail, he was taken to protective custody and went into suicide watch, and nothing even started yet, really, where Puff will be feeling like, I want to die. Remember, Puff ain't get found guilty or nothing yet. The dude is still filthy rich. Who you know just got locked up 2 days ago, ain't get found guilty about nothing, thinking about killing themselves. I'm going to say it again, because some of y'all slow. The dude ain't get found guilty of nothing. He just got locked up. He's still filthy rich. Who you know filthy rich just got locked up and ain't found guilty of nothing, thinking about killing themselves. Most of y'all will say, man, Puff ain't really guilty of nothing. In that, you got to know he got that same mind where he like, I ain't really guilty of nothing. Why would somebody who ain't necessarily guilty of nothing we could think of thinking about killing themselves? I could see if y'all say, nah, they just sentenced him to 35 years. Again, he ain't get found guilty of nothing yet. Who the hell want to kill themselves and they filthy rich and they ain't even get found guilty of nothing yet, and they ain't even been in jail 3 days? Y'all telling me Puffy that weak? I know y'all ain't that dumb. He been thugging tough ass niggas in the industry, and you telling me he that weak? Dude used to run with Jimmy Henchman. You telling me he that weak? Get real. They gonna whack him, man. Y'all already got it that he on suicide watch. And so when they report next, yeah, we found Puffy in the cell hanging from a rope then y'all gonna be like, yeah, blood was weak, he couldn't take it. You get it? It's already been set in your mind that he was on suicide. And so really they isolated him to protective custody and then to suicide. Because General Pop is too populated. I'm gonna say that again for some of y'all that's slow. They took Puffy to protective custody, then to suicide watch, because those parts of the jail is less crowded. So to give you an example, let's say jail is a school. Down in the basement where none of the kids is allowed and none of the teachers is allowed, just maybe the janitor and maybe one or two other people can go down into the basement. Meaning y'all all been to school before. None of y'all have keys to the basement. In that kids don't look to go to the basement in school because they already know I can't get down there. You follow? Now look at jail like a school. Protective custody is down in the basement, and suicide watch is even somewhere even deeper down in the basement. But you can't even get to the basement, so you ain't even worried about suicide watch. The point I'm making is protective custody is like the basement of a school. In that, if you bring somebody down there, you can kill them and no one would know truly because no one's going down there. It's separated from the population. So if you're in some type of danger, let's say you're in danger, you say, man, let's say you got the mind where you say, no, a lot of people go to protective custody. These is people who are not known. They're nobodies. They're scared to death. They really have a problem in general pop. Protective custody is safer for them than general pop. But they can still get hurt in protective custody faster than general pop, truly. But it's just less people down there, so they have a better shot. Meaning protective custody just got to do with that. You have a better shot at fighting whatever attacker you have because he probably ain't gonna have his whole crew with him like in general pop. But you ain't safe in protective custody. It ain't 100% safe proof. It's just better than general pop. Suicide watch, that's even more secluded. You get it? Because if you'll kill yourself, you'll kill somebody else. So they're going to separate you off from everybody. Now, let's say you a regular person, you a nobody, you having problems in general pop. You being down there is a little safer for you. But let's say you a famous person that don't have no problems in general pop. But some high up people want you dead. That's the worst place you want to go. It's to protective custody. Let's say you knew, like, man, the government wanted to kill me, man. They locked me up, and they going to try to kill me in here. The last place you want to go is the PC. You going to think, like, that's where they going to do it at. Because I can't mix up with nobody and get nobody to hold me down. I'm over there, isolated out. And anybody could sneak in over there, stab me up, and then walk back to General Pop, and no one would know. No one would know to tell. If I get stabbed in General Pop, everybody in General Pop going to see it. And somebody going to tell. You always got to tell her around. But over in protective custody, you get my point? Who going to know if they let somebody slip in at 12 a.m., stab, puff up, hanging, whatever, and then let them go back to General Pop? Nobody in General Pop going to know unless that person tell them. And ain't that many people allowed in PC, so he ain't gonna know that way. And so I think that's what that's about. And I think he knows that because his lawyers try to get him transferred out of New York, because y'all know that's where Epstein got whacked at. New York is crooked. New York is like LA, meaning the police force in New York ain't no different than the police force in LA. They gangsters. So like, y'all see YouTube videos where like the New York police will square up and have a whole fight, like, and be decking niggas. Where you like, damn, they doing too much. They just cold blood jumped homie like a gang. Yeah, imagine inside of jail. Like, you don't want to go to jail in New York. I know, like, I know we all got LA cops as like, they're famous for being crooked. Meaning Los Angeles or California cops. They famous for being crooked. New York cops is worse than LA cops. But New York got a good front going on. New York and LA is like Puffy and Suge. Puffy is more dangerous than Suge Knight, blood, but he got this shiny suit kind of aura going where nobody get it. And that Suge is the monster and Puff is a good person. That's how New York and LA is. LA is a bad place. You don't go there because they'll kill you and mug you. And New York, the same thing, but y'all don't have that perspective. I'll say, nah, New York is the big city of dreams. So like that, it's kind of strange in that way, but I'm letting y'all know that because cops out here they will do Diddy dirty, man. Thinking like inmates gonna kill him and the cops will kill Diddy, man. If the price is right, the cops out here will be willing to do it first. They will kill the inmate so they get the job. Say we giving $1 million to whoever killed Diddy. The cops in jail will kill the inmates so that they can get that work. That's how deep that go. You have people in jail killing each other so they make sure they the one that get that. Can you imagine that? You so rich and famous, people killing each other over who gonna kill you, cause everybody want that bag. You gotta remember this liquor company business, so they got it. Oh, they got it. They supposed to pay Puffy for his yearly salary, so they doing all this with his money. They paying for his own hit and his own slander with his own money. Again, they gotta pay this man yearly, a yearly salary. They just using his yearly salary that they ain't pay him yet to do all of this. They gonna mess around and have him whacked off and still have about $40 million of his money. No, that's good work, right? If you a street person, that's good work. That's like killing the plug and running off with the money. So did he just he was in over his head. And it's a good possibility it's gonna cost him his life. So if one of his kids or anybody that's maybe watching that got love for him, y'all better get something in play and get something in play fast, cause this got to do with murder. They gonna kill that boy. Some of y'all watching this video, you could see it. You're like, yeah, you might be right. They gonna whack him off. They just, you know. I don't know how much Diddy know. Meaning Diddy ain't completely weak and innocent like y'all think. Diddy is a gangster. And he know gangster business. So I'm sure he probably do got some resistances in place, but they ain't gonna measure up to what's coming against him. But you get my point? I'm sure he know, like, okay, they gonna whack me out. They probably they separated him because they probably trying to get whatever they want from him for they whacking. And he probably ain't telling them. Or they don't believe whatever he telling them. You know? Where's the rest of the tapes? What else you got? You lying? That kind of thing. So they probably got him in protective custody, beating him up and questioning him to death. If his kids can't see him or something like that, so then he beat up. They trying to wait for the evidence to go away. That's with anybody of your loved ones in jail. If you ever visit your loved ones and then you kind of come to a point where they ain't letting me see him. They beat his fucking ass and he look crazy. They don't want you to sue. So they trying to wait till all his swelling and all that go down so that way when he tell you they beat me up, he look regular saying it. So they'll put him in his shoe or they'll put him in, solitary confinement for 3 months straight till he healed. My father was in prison, man. They cut his finger off. They ain't cut it off, surgically. They just slammed his hand They slammed his hand in the prison cell door, and if you ever been to jail, you already know his finger came. Oh, his finger flew clean off, and they beat him up. I put him in a chicken wing. That's when they handcuff your right arm to your right leg, meaning they handcuff your right hand to your right foot. They handcuff your left hand to your left foot, and you're on your stomach. Then they just stick the nightclub in between the hole and lift you, and then they do you like a punching bag. They beat you up. So they did my pops like that back in the day. Cut off his finger, beat him up. I left him in his cell, butt naked, shivering for about 3-4 months. He told till he healed, but I'm not being funny either. This is real. Meaning, this is what really happens in jail. If you wonder, is jail bad? Yeah, when the cops beat you up, you can have all the inmate fights you want. That ain't so bad. You get it? Inmates ain't that dangerous. They can't do but so much. But the cops, the COs, ooh, I heard they be giving niggas the beatings of their life. I heard you ain't got your ass whooped till you got your ass whooped by a few COs. I heard when they done with you, you be one step from dead. Your jaw be dislocated, stuff like that. You have to recover, like, after they done with you. You may have a broken leg, broken foot, broken nose, eye socket broken, pissed on. Anything you could think of. Nobody's more ruthless than the COs in jail. They'll do anything. They'll even pay inmates to sell their drugs. They're gangsters. It's deep. But you have to have a mind to know that. Meaning you're a regular civilian. You're not that tough. Do you want to be a CO in jail? So most of y'all will say, hell no. That's a job I don't need. And so fix your mind to look at everybody that, is a CO. That mean they tough in some way, because most people will say, I don't want to be a CO. Why would I want to be in jail? I'm watching over niggas that's in jail. What if they do something to me? So that lets you know right there, a CO ain't worried about they self too much. That mean they're a little tough. They're in jail willingly. All the inmates is in there because they're by force, The CO in there by choice. They say, I'm going to get paid. I'm coming. And they couldn't offer you no money to go, though. To the CO, they say, I don't mind locking in for 16 hours a day. Just have my check. Remember, COs don't have guns. They got what the inmates got. They got the same thing that the inmates have. They hands and feet. So you're dealing with tough people. Now the point I'm making is they probably separated Puff so that they can whack him off. And I'm assuming sometime in the near future, we may hear on the news that P. Diddy killed himself in jail, but y'all can always put 1 + 1 + 1 together. I don't think he would kill himself. He ain't get found guilty or nothing yet. He's still rich, and dude only been locked up for like 3 days, 4 days. Well, ain't nobody breaking. Just to be real with y'all, nobody's breaking that fast. Some of y'all are squares and you went to jail and you ain't get it. He ain't break down that fast. I know most of y'all gonna say, no, the life he was living, that's a big transformation. Yeah, but he ain't found guilty or nothing. Y'all speaking like he already been convicted. He just somebody that got arrested. So in his mind, nothing really happened yet. In his mind, he getting out. Well, probably not now. He probably figuring it out. Like, oh, hold on. They turned down my bail package. It's deeper than jail. And so you get it? They're isolating him out so they could whack him. And you get it? They making the storyline add up to this whacking. So the way y'all have it now, everybody hates Diddy. In that, if somebody kill him in jail, this ain't far-fetched. Everybody hate him. If he die, y'all ain't gonna complain too much, because the way y'all see it, man, he is a rapist, and you get my point? You got a lot of stars that's his friends. They like, damn, I'm probably on them tapes. They don't realize this ain't got nothing to do with your goofy ass, you nobody. This got to do with high ups. And they just put that shit in your head that it was you. So you hate that nigga when they kill. You get it? They just playing black people on black people. That's the best way I could put it. Meaning they playing on everybody's fears. They know some of y'all, you know, you got beat up by your boyfriend. You see Diddy beating up Cassie, you gonna take. It's all orchestrated perfect. If you got a half a brain, you could see right through everything. Puff been whatever he been all these years. So whoever got a problem with him, you been protecting him all this time. And so we can't do that. We can't overlook that. Playing dumb. Like, oh, the cat's out the bag now. Puff been whoever he been. Whatever they claiming now, they knew before. So this can't be over that. You get my point? It's like convincing somebody that been watching Diddy since they was a kid. Nah, man, they finally got Diddy for all he did. Man, they could have been got Diddy for all he did, man. Blood been a tyrant. He been a tyrant. Get real, like. And so this deeper than that, like I said. They setting a storyline together so that when he get whacked off, it be a clean kill. Ain't nobody gonna cause too much ruckus. I figure judges and all type of people, man, they ain't liking Diddy right now. He looking like a whole creep. And so that's the whole plan, seems like to me. He pissed off them high up people trying to challenge them with his threats. And it kind of backfired on him, I think. And you get it? He in a bad place. And so I'm assuming Jay-Z has a deal with a liquor company as well. And they know Jay and Diddy was cool, so you get it? If y'all start hearing them tearing down Jay, so it's the same thing. They basically use these black men to make their liquor brands popular. And then they kicked them off to the side. In the past, this was no big deal, but in today's times, these black men are actually taking out lawsuits and fighting for their fair share of that bread. And so there you get it. The liquor business started in the streets, so you got the grass. They gonna handle it the old way, the Al Capone way, you feel me? We can always go back to the old way and whack them off like we used to. I'ma say it again, liquor. A lot of the liquor companies that y'all know of, man, they was bootlegging back when liquor was illegal. They still alive now. They probably like 87. But they still alive. They know how that business run. And so you get it? Jay-Z, Puffy, 50, maybe not 50. Maybe he got a brain to know. I'm not sure. But they in over their head. They don't realize, man, these ain't regular business owners. These is people that's into business that was illegal. And that they been killing people over their business. It's just legal now. And that Puff get to threatening them, not realizing, man, they more tough than the drug dealers, the kingpins you rent around with. These liquor owners is way more tough than them, man. Liquor was the first drugs. They been doing this. This what Al Capone and them was in. The bootlegging. And so you get it? You start messing with them liquor companies, doing business with them, you might as well do business with the cartel in Mexico because it's the same. If they don't like how things going, they gonna whack you. They gonna go back to the old this is done in that business. In the past, Jay-Z used to like deal with Cristal, that company, that champagne company. Then something ain't go right his way. Basically, he said they was racist. They ain't want to, like, they ain't want to break him off. So Jay started kind of slandering them and moved on to another liquor company. This is before Diddy. And so I'm saying that so y'all could grasp these liquor companies being accused of racism by the people that's promoting and marketing their brands. This ain't a new thing in regards to blacks. Jay-Z said this back in like 2000, 2001, 2002. I forget when, but it was a while ago. And he had that problem with Cristal. Then that's when he started doing that Ace of Spades thing. That was because of the Cristal thing. He basically said they viewed him like a nigga. And so it's the same with Diddy. They like he getting too much money. Bloody, you get it? He was just for marketing and promotion. We don't need him no more. People gonna be drinking Ciroc whether Diddy around or not. And that, they like, we don't need him no more. Get him out of here. In the old times, they would have just pushed him to the side and he would have just been happy with what he got. But Diddy got that ego, so he probably like, nah, I made Ciroc. That shit's mine, blood. We ain't doing that. And we about to get into the liquor business now. Because, that's where all the billions come from. All the big money come from liquor because you got hella alcoholics in this life. So you get it? If you ever wondered, like, what's the most highest selling product? Liquor. That shit is cheap. That shit is cheap and they got hella stores already selling it. You feel me? We can't compete with liquor right now. Sell liquor at the supermarket. They serve wine at church. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. My bad. And so Jay-Z, he's in bed with the liquor company right now, meaning he worked with whatever liquor company he do. And so if they decide they don't want to pay him, do you get it? Or they feel like, man, he was too close to Puff. He got the same tricks Puff had. Meaning they both probably had recordings and that was their liability to threaten us and take over our liquor business. So it might carry over to Jay next. Y'all so gullible, meaning black people are so gullible and desperate to tear down their own. So you get it? When it start to happen to Jay, y'all just gonna look at it like, man, you get my point? Y'all don't know backstories and points of things. Y'all are not jealous of Italian and white liquor company owners that's responsible for y'all being drunk. Y'all mad at the promoters of it. And I ain't saying y'all can't be, but do you get my point? If you gonna be mad at something, you got to be mad at the whole conglomerate. You can't just stop it at the low man because the nigga look like you. You follow? Like that. We tear down our own so desperate like bozos. Y'all don't get like... There's certain businesses we can't get into, meaning black people got a lot of... We get blocked from a lot of things. And that, Jay-Z and Diddy is exploring territory that black people ain't really walked. If you understand liquor and how liquor was illegal back in like probably the 50s or something like that, just look at weed now if you young. Weed just now became legal. Y'all like, man, that is going to be the biggest business to come. It's already huge. If you could get in the marijuana business, you going to be a billionaire in 10 years. Well, that was alcohol back in the 50s, let's say. Alcohol been in stores for more than 50 years now. So alcohol is weed 50 years after it's already been legal. Like that. Big business. Big money. And so this is how Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Diddy, these guys where y'all say, man, they ain't making no music no more. How they making money? Through that liquor. People getting drunk around the clock. So you get it? The liquor company gonna sell about $1 billion worth of Ciroc. And so do you get it? They gotta give P. Diddy 50% of that. So that's when they start saying, hold on. We gotta give Blood 500 million? Hell no. Hell nah. We get that nigga 50 million. We don't want to give him that either, but we ain't giving him 500 million. He could start his own, you get it? Like that. He'll be our competition. We can't compete with our own promoters. It become dangerous. Meaning if I pay you to promote something for me and then you decide I'm gonna get my own, I can't compete with you. You the one that make everybody buy my stuff. You tell them stop buying my stuff, buy your stuff. They can't. You get it? How I'ma compete with you? You the one that do that thing for me. And that it become dangerous. They look at the rappers like real threats. They say, man, if one of these dudes get a liquor company, we gonna be out of company. Cause they the popular ones that's influencing people to get drunk to begin with. They the cause of the drunkenness. They already control the market. Y'all drink because y'all famous rap stars drink and stuff like that, and they promote whatever they do. In that, they control the market. But they ain't got no liquor companies. 50 Cent got one. I'm not sure if he's the sole owner, but Sire Spirits, they have him as the owner, but he may be just the face. You know, we'll always put our face on a thing, and then, you know, like I said, black people not that smart, so we easy to be somebody pawn. I'm not saying that's the case with 50, but it could be, meaning he could just be being paid to stand as, you know, the face or the owner of that company. And when shit hit the fan, so you get it, we be the ones looking stupid like we really own it, but we don't. Just the promoter. And so it goes deep. Meaning Jay-Z may be next to start getting slanted, but this is gonna have to do with the same thing. Meaning the people he in bed with, he pissing them off, and you get my point? Or they just don't want to pay him. They don't want to pay you, they slander your character. In that, they can pull out of the deal with you. But the work is already done. Meaning you already promoted the product and they already made millions and billions off it. And so you pretty much did that work for nothing. Whatever you got paid. And so it go deep and it go dark. But that's the realities of things. Meaning black people not getting smart. We getting desperate. In that, we kind of dive into all types of things. And the things we be involved in be so far over our head. You a regular person that work a job. Let's say you work at Walmart. You know of your supervisor and you probably know the manager. But in regards to whoever's the owner of that location, you have no clue. Who he sit at the table with, you have no clue. What other subsidiaries is a part of that company, you have no clue. You don't know how the runnings, anything go. Like that, we be way in over our head. In that, we can get did any kind of way because we don't really be knowing what's going on to avoid it. And so this goes deep. Now I'm about to depart. If y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. If you're a famous person, you know, I advise you to promoting companies' products, I guess, is good, but when you get into the liquor business or whatever, you might want to be a little careful. Dealing with companies in general, you might want to be careful on that. So if you can get your paper your own way, that's your best bet. But if you can't, so just know. So if you young, pay attention because y'all are the pawns that's being used, meaning y'all are speaking about things before y'all births and y'all time, convincing yourselves y'all really know what's going on. You could use Tupac as an example. Most of y'all in the daytime talking about Tupac. In his case, you wasn't even born. You have no real experience knowing anything about Tupac. You only know the perspective that was put in your head in your times, which has nothing to do with the reality of that man time. You got people that was here in the time of Tupac. Y'all will argue with them whatever narrative you was brainwashed under as if it's a fact. Like that, this generation is a little slow or throwed off. Somehow y'all convince yourselves y'all been around for everything, even though y'all the new generation. Y'all wasn't here for nothing. Y'all don't know nothing. How could y'all? Y'all wasn't here for anything y'all speaking of. That part. Y'all be putting stories together to solve things, forgetting y'all don't have the actual story. You wasn't around. And whatever happened, well, you gonna get all the fake stories to cloud up the real one in any kind of crime you could think of. And that if you wasn't around during the time of the crime, you supposed to fall back and just pay attention to like how crooked and weird things can get. You don't be jumping off the roof like you know already. And I'll be talking about people that's far beyond y'all. And they don't look like much now to you because you're young, you don't know them in their day. Like that. Be talking about people that's responsible for people's deaths, and you get it? Y'all think they a regular goofy from online that you just like watching. And in their young day, they was the person respond. Yeah, it's weird times, that's all I could say. And it's the young. Y'all are making for all the confusion because y'all are speaking on things that's way beyond y'all. Y'all taking opinions on matters that's way before y'all time. Y'all being manipulated to judge and view people not according to your own knowing, but according to whatever storyline you're getting in your own time. Y'all overlooking, we wasn't around in the times of all of these happenings. They're bringing up old stuff like that. Now bringing up old stuff with a new narrative. From there, y'all develop up on that false narrative. It takes y'all further away from the truth and reality of what really happened in that time. You want an example? I'm gonna give you one as soon as this water's calmed down. If anyone wants to give back, you can click the description, meaning you can click the video title. My links are there in the description. Now here's an example of everything I just said. If I say young guys in the daytime, that's Tupac fans. If I say a Finney killed Tupac, his mother, she killed him. Most of y'all gonna say, no, she didn't. What are you talking about? Now, Tupac got shot and his mother the one that told him to pull the plug, but Blood was only in the hospital for a week. I don't know no mother that's gonna tell them to pull the plug on somebody who probably only been in the coma for a fucking day. See, y'all overskip all that. Tupac was in the hospital for 7 days. They say he was having lung issues, so they gave him a lung transplant. Then that lung wasn't setting right, so they had to take it out. And you get it? He was being put into an induced coma so they can do surgeries on him for them days he was in there. So he would get a surgery, then be given time to recover. Then he may have to get another surgery. Keep in mind, he's only in there for 7 days. If one of y'all got shot and you were going through surgeries over those 7 days, most of y'all mothers are not going to say, pull the plug. After 7 days, you ain't even in a real coma. You're in an induced coma because they doing surgeries on you. She pulled the plug before he come out of basically an induced coma. according to the story. You see how if you young in the daytime, that part. You know why you don't, you know why you ain't consider none of that or know none of that? Because you wasn't around when none of this happened. So all you know is all the new made up stories to keep whoever clean and clear that they can. Now, Afeni Shakur, she sold Tupac's estate to some dude in Warner Brothers shortly after he died. That part. My point, y'all don't be knowing nothing that y'all talk about because y'all don't be paying attention to things. Technically, whoever shot Tupac didn't kill him. Whoever pulled the plug is who killed him. Because that's what made him dead. Again, he was in the hospital for 7 days. I don't know no mother that's gonna pull the plug and you just got shot. You gotta see first. Most of y'all are like, I ain't pulling the plug on my kid if they just got shot on Saturday. I'm not pulling the plug on Friday. Hold on, let's wait and see if they make it through surgery. Like, that part. And that you have to grasp. Tupac either ain't dead or his mother, his family, you know, they took that opportunity to be rich. It's one or the other. Meaning Tupac is rich or he have a lot of wealth. He already shot up. If his mother pull a plug or he die, do you get it? Her whole life changed. That's either it or Tupac not dead. The only thing that make me wonder if he not dead is cause she sold his catalog to that dude that, you know, was owning Warner Brothers, or a high CEO of it. And so she don't know these people. You get my point? Meaning Afeni Shakur ain't a music artist, so she wouldn't know what music execs to deal with or none of that. I mean, Tupac had to tell her that if she knew what to do. And that you have to question. Is he dead? Or did he tell her to do that, and in case he dies, sell my catalog to this person or that person? The one or the other. But however you cut it, he didn't die from the bullet wounds. He died because his mother pulled the plug. That part. Meaning, let's say Keefe D was the shooter. I'm not saying he was. That's all stupid. But let's say he was the shooter. He can always claim that. Technically, Tupac didn't die. His mother pulled the plug. He wasn't in a coma because he got shot. He was in a coma, or he was in an induced coma because he was getting surgery put on him. You follow? Again, he wasn't in a coma. He was in an induced coma, meaning they put him under so they could operate on him. His mother pulled that plug. That part. That's like you go to the dentist, they put you to sleep, and then after they finish working on your mouth and you're still under, your mother say, pull the plug. Like that. What you mean pull the plug? They in the coma because they was getting surgery. You have to wait to see if they come out. Like that. That could be their defense. He died from something else, meaning his mother pulled the plug and he wasn't dead. That's like if I shoot you and you go to the hospital tonight and they do surgery on you tonight, and after the surgery your mother come in and be like, pull the plug. You wasn't dead when I shot you. And the doctor said you was gonna pull through, and your mother pulled the plug. Again, the doctor said Tupac was gonna pull through. Y'all keep forgetting that. See, if you young, you don't know nothing about that. But if you my age or older, they said on the news that Tupac was fine. When he got shot, they said he was fine. It's looking like he gonna pull through again. They said it with a disdain too, like, this nigga. Yeah, he gonna make it. One of those where you like, yeah, I'm for sure he gonna make it, and I don't necessarily approve of this making it either. But it was like that, like he got shot again, but he gonna probably pull through. He ain't really no big deal. They were saying one of the bullets went through his chain. The fatal shot, wasn't fatal because it hit his chain. Now, if he really do have that chain out there and it has a bullet hole in it, then y'all have to realize one of them shots that they say he got didn't actually go in his body. Again, if there is a chain out there that was worn by Tupac that got a bullet hole in it, or not a bullet hole, but appears to have been shot, then you already know one of them 4 shots ain't hit him. And so the point I'm making is, technically his mother killed him. But the thing is he dead or not? And so use that as an example if you young. Y'all got all these extra stories and all this extra dumb stuff, meaning history being rewritten. And y'all learning the new narratives of things, and y'all building up on these new narratives, not realizing like y'all the furthest away from truth, man. Y'all being exploited out. Y'all like the go along, get along game. Any story given to y'all add y'all perspective on it, then y'all feel like y'all part creator. In that, y'all be pumping it harder than, whoever manipulated you in the beginning. All I could say is if you black, there's a whole bunch of races and people that you can tear down separate from your own, if that's what you're so desperate to do. It's just something to think about. When you're dealing with black people, you got to tell them that with their own family. There's a whole bunch of other families in life you can hate on besides your own. When you're dealing with blacks, just go to friends. You got to tell them that about their own friends. Outside of your friends you be hating on, there's a whole bunch of strangers you don't know you can hate on them. And outside of your race and your liking to hate on your race so hard, there's a whole bunch of other races doing shit you can be hating on, if that's your goal in life. And so do you get my point? Manipulated a lot. You can say the black race is like Cain's race. Cain killed his brother, so I'm sure everybody agreed black people fit that description closer than any other goddamn race you can think of. Beyond killing. Y'all will hate on, slander, tear down, everything you could think of against y'all own only. Nobody else. And this is what's being manipulated and promoted to our young. Meaning if you're young and you watching right now, you're going to be an old black nigga going through getting hated on by your own race, and you're going to be part of that. Meaning when you was young, you was all into that dumb shit, tearing down your own. Then when you get old, you ain't going to have no more of your own around. Meaning if y'all young, in y'all future, y'all not going to have no black rappers, just white ones, and y'all going to be the cause of that. And we ain't got nothing to listen to. Yeah, because you helped in overthrowing your own so that another can come in and fill the shoes. I'll say it again, if you're young and you black, you're helping to overthrow your own so others can come in and fill those shoes. And this is how we never have power, and this is why we never have no higher ups that we run to when we need things done. I'll say that again. This is why we ain't got no source or no higher up power we can run to when we need things done. Because every generation we let them brainwash our young into tearing down their own, not saying nothing about it. And so if you young, listen to what I'm saying. Y'all tearing down y'all old right now. It's gonna pass on to y'all tearing down each other. And in the time to come, y'all ain't gonna have nobody that's of your own to run to when you need, you know? You're gonna be like Puff out here. You need your people to pull a Malcolm X for you and pull up to the precinct and be like, let him go or we gonna bum rush the door. Ain't gonna happen. And it's done with, opportunity. Meaning the one black person will tear down another black person in hopes of opportunity. Meaning they can be bribed with opportunity or just looking at how time is. They say, man, Tupac dissed Biggie and they got him lit. In that, y'all have that mind already. If I tear down somebody, the only thing is the only somebody y'all know is y'all own. But y'all have that mind. If I tear somebody down, I can get on like that. Because y'all have that mindset, do you see my point? That mindset is manipulated. You're bribed with that mindset. Again, they know you desperate to tear down anybody you can because you think you going to get on that way. In that, they say, we ain't got to question if we pay them something. They will do it. And so everything, on a greater scale, everything you see happening is just the same old games to keep black people from ever acquiring real power. You get my point? I was watching a video and a white man said he don't like black people because they lazy and they don't work. And he broke down the numbers. He said, man, your average white family is bringing in $60,000 a year. He said your average Indian family, they bringing in 100. And he said the Arabs and Chinese is above, you get it, the Indians. They bringing in more than that. And he said when you get to your black families, man, they barely bringing in 34,000 a year. And he said that's because of work ethic. Meaning he's saying the white people work harder than black people. Indians work harder than whites, so they bringing in 100. And Chinese and Arabs work harder than them, so they bring it in more. What he forgot to mention was we don't have no, we get blocked from opportunity. It's not that we don't work hard. It's that we work harder than everybody, but we don't get the opportunity or equal pay to reflect that work. The basketball players running around on the court, they black. The coaches and owners is white. They got all the money. The players got less than them. But how you gonna say they don't work harder? Again, he said black people lazy. They don't work a lot. So then he put those numbers out, and those numbers was to reflect that we work the least. That's why we make the least. But any genre of anything you go to, we the ones that do the hardest and the most work. We just get the least of the pay. The rapper is doing the most of the work, but the white CEO, he getting all the pay. You get my point? Like that. And so his numbers ain't off. His understanding is off. Now the reason that's like that, you know why? Because black people don't have no country of their own that they solely own. Some of y'all will say that don't make no sense. It do make sense. This country, America, it do trade with Arabs. It do trade with Chinese people. It do trade with Indians. It do trade with Europeans. In that, when these European, Indian, Arab, and Chinese immigrants come to America, they're treated really good because it will reflect in trade. Again, when an Indian come to America, they gonna treat them better than the regular citizens because that Indian is coming from a country that they do trade with. If Indians is getting treated like shit in America, India ain't gonna do no trade with America. When Arabs is coming over here, they gonna treat them better and make sure they get established better because America do trade with Arab countries. And if Arabs ain't treated right over here, them Arab countries they come from ain't gonna do trade and business with America. And the same go with the Chinese. The Chinese and the Americans got business together, trade. And that when Chinese people come over here, they make sure they take care of them because it's going to reflect when they're doing trade with their country. The same with Africans. They come over here, it's easier for them to get established, get work, get loans. And that all got to do with America do trade with their country, and they want it to reflect good in trades. You can't be doing trade with a country and you beating on their people. Once they hear that, they say, we not doing trade with America no more. They not treating the Indians right. And so you got to know that's the first request of any country you doing trade with. Whatever peoples I got over there, you better make sure you put them first. And that if you black and you wondering like why all these different groups or races of people get better opportunity than us, it's because they coming from a country, and that country do trade with your country, and your country want it to reflect good, meaning they want the business to stay good. In that they look out for the citizens of those places that's coming here. Now when you dealing with black people, we have nothing to leverage, meaning we have no country, we have no resources, we're not doing trade with any other country. In that whatever country we go to, it don't matter how they treat us, we ain't got no leverage to bargain with. We don't have no higher up that's a black country owner to say, I'm not going to do trade with you if you don't treat my people right when they over there. And that wherever we go, we get treated any old kind of way because we don't have any power. We don't have anything to bargain for power, meaning we don't have any leverage. See how simple that is? And so black people make what they do, and we kind of at the bottoms of the total pole when it comes to money, because we don't understand simple things like that. Meaning y'all don't support y'all wisdom, y'all support y'all dumb. Y'all support y'all rapper that's promoting liquor and shit like that to y'all. You get it? Then y'all get mad at them when they get tore down. Y'all jump on the bandwagon. You get it? Y'all in the goings against y'all own selves. In that, y'all in the goings against y'all own. And so we gonna be at the bottom of the total pole in regards to wealth and money until we got something to bargain with. This is resources and land. Black people think a lot is land, meaning they think a lot. They think that's land. A lot of y'all like that. You got an empty lot of land. You think that's land, right? And that when I say we ain't got no land and no country and no resources, some of y'all so dumbed down, they thinking like a lot. And so there's many lands out here that have not been developed and claimed. And we're not speaking of faraway places, but you get my point? Blacks don't seem to want to know anything. We lost into playing other people's games, which is really games against ourselves. And so if you young and black, y'all better pay attention to how y'all, running around and tearing down y'all own and picking up narratives here and there. And all these narratives being orchestrated to help y'all to tear down y'all own. And it's being done for the slaughter of the lambs, basically. Get the kids to go against their parents. Once that happens, the kids ain't got no parents. You just slaughter them out. They ain't no match. That's what we going through. They getting our young to take out the old. In that, it's making the old not like the young. In that, the young gonna be here by themselves. And y'all already killing each other, so it ain't gonna be none of y'all, a lot of y'all left anyway. Meaning all the black soldiers is killing each other, so all we gonna have left is the dweebs. They gonna sell out. In that, you get my point? You just look at it like another generation of no power. And that's gonna keep carrying on until you get it. Pretty much be done for as the people. We immigrants on our own soil. We immigrants any soil we go to. And that got to do with what I'm talking about. Meaning we like to fill our brain up with love and hip hop and all the things that they like to fill a space that is our mind up with. All that junk. And that your common black person don't know nothing but the new TV show, the new gossip, the new narrative. They don't have no wisdoms or knowledge on nothing I'm talking about. You can't sit and have a conversation with a black person about owning and developing a country and establishing resources and trade and leverage for your people and things when they're moving about this world. Like that. Most of y'all, I couldn't have had a conversation with you about that prior to this moment of me explaining it. That part. We ain't got no power. And whoever got a mind to give us power, so you get it? Y'all support the things that dumb y'all out. But they go a lot deeper than that. You know, I got to watch what I say. Like I said, everything I said in this video I made up. I'm about to sign out. Hopefully y'all grasp. I'm not sure if my connection is good or not. It seems like it's frozen. But salam.